Hi, long time no see. I have not posted a video since December, I believe. It's been a while. It's definitely been a while. I have been so busy. First, I had my family come to visit me in South Korea, which was dope. And then, what was next? My birthday. And it was a really interesting birthday. I turned 27, and it was also the day that, although I was celebrating, I was also a bit sad because that was the day my family had to leave Korea. So it was kind of a bittersweet day. And then there was Christmas and of course New Year. So I've been so busy, and I did have content planned for that time. I was editing a video and I kind of just had a revelation that I wasn't gonna post it, and I have my reasons for not posting it, which I guess I'll just get into. And so today, in the spirit of New Year, new seasons, revelation and all that stuff, I am going to be sharing my New Year's resolutions with you. I mean, they're kind of New Year's resolutions, but they're also things that I have already been putting into practice and, you know, already kind of trying to follow. But yeah, we'll just call them New Year's resolutions. So today I want to share with you the 4 main things that I'm hoping to kind of achieve this year. It's a new decade and a new year. I'm also reaching a different stage in my life. You know, I've just turned 27, and you know, I mean, it's still a very young age. I still feel very young, but also I'm becoming more aware of, you know, the fact that I'm going to be 30 in 3 years, and the past 3 years have gone so fast for me. I feel like I blinked and I was 27. I got to Korea when I was 24, and so much has happened and I've changed so much. So I decided to make this a milestone year for me. And so yeah, I've got 4 resolutions that I'm going to share with you today. So the first one is no more self-deprecating jokes. I have a very dark sense of humor, and I think I use humor a lot to kind of like brush off trauma, to brush off, you know, any kind of difficult seasons in my life. And I got it from the airport, and yeah, it just pops my cheeks out of it. I'm pretty sure this is the glow y'all are referring to on my Instagram, because it certainly isn't from happiness. Seasons in my life. And you know, at the end of the day, I think that humor has its place, but also as I get older and I mature, I realize that a lot of that is avoidance and a lot of that is deflecting. Like, there are much more healthier and productive ways to deal with stress and trauma. Making jokes about myself in a way that I know is kind of harmful and detrimental to my personal growth in 2020 has got to stop. So in place of using humor as a coping strategy, I am going to be doing more purposeful things like implementing self-care practices, meditation and prayer, you know, getting more in tune with the spiritual side of myself. And I've always felt like I've been okay at this. I've always felt like I've been pretty good at, you know, spending time with myself, but I think there just has to be a lot more done for my own well-being to kind of validate my feelings. And sometimes joking away my stress and joking away my trauma isn't the healthiest, so we're gonna get rid of that in 2020. The second thing that I've put as a goal is to listen to my body. And this isn't just about, you know, eating and what I put into it, but also my mind. What makes me feel better? What makes me feel more in a healthy headspace? Listening to myself if I'm stressed. I have a really bad habit of dismissing my feelings and ignoring them for just pure survival reasons. I often don't give myself time to grieve or time to be sad or time to experience joy because I just need to keep going and survive. But I don't think this is healthy. When I need time to myself, I need to listen. When my body says, hey, you're stressed, I need to take time and listen. And I think in the long run, that's a healthier way of dealing with circumstance of life, because I think I've mentioned this before on my channel, that I just say I'm fine, and I just say that until I explode. And it's very clear to everyone and myself that I'm not fine, but I've been using this as a coping strategy for the past decade. And as much as it has brought me to this point in my life, I've survived, I've made it through, and I've achieved really good things. I do think there's healthier ways to cope. So one of the things I'm doing at the start of this year is I'm doing the 30-day K-Love challenge. For those of you who don't know what K-Love is a Christian radio station, and I am basically doing their challenge, only listening to, you know, positive, encouraging music for the next 30 days, spending time with myself, spending time with my faith, because I just feel like it makes me feel better. It makes me feel better when I wake up in the morning and I listen to positive, encouraging music. I surround myself with messages that are in line with my morals. Obviously, that is going to have a positive impact. And it's not something that I'm doing for the first time. I do often do this challenge. Every now and then when I feel like pressure is building up or stress is building up, I do just say, okay, I'm gonna tune out all the rest of the noise and I'm gonna focus on this one thing that makes me feel good. I'm also going to be listening to my body physically, in terms of what I eat and how much sunlight I get, how much I go out and socialize and things like that, which is a given. And I'm going to be doing a video on the positive, encouraging 30-day challenge as well, so stay tuned for that. My third goal is to cultivate my friendships. So this is in line with kind of listening to my body. When I am going through a tough time, my initial reaction is to seclude myself because I don't want to burden others. And whilst that is, you know, thoughtful because everyone's going through their own things and I don't want to like put my stress with their stress, it also doesn't do very well for friendships because it makes you an inconsistent friend, and that's something I don't want to be. I always encourage my friends to share their burdens with me, and my friends are happy for me to share my burdens with them, but I often don't, and then that can lead to friendships feeling one-sided on both ends. You know, if people feel like you're not reliable or you're not consistently in their lives, they feel neglected. And if you feel like you are only dealing with other people's stuff but you can't share yours, that's also not healthy for building friendships. And the one thing about being in a different country where I don't have my family and the friends I grew up with around me is that your friendships become so important. Living abroad away from everything you've ever known can be difficult, and there's no shame in that. So you have to really be mindful of the people around you, and when you find good people in your life, you should basically appreciate them and, you know, speak to them, communicate with them, spend time with them, because those essentially are your support system and your family while you're away. And hopefully once you've moved on and you've all gone back to where you want to go or your next destination, you can keep those friendships as well, and learn from each other and grow together. I think that's really important. When you're young, you tend to have a lot more friends because, you know, it's so much easier. And then as you get older and you form as a person and you grow, your morals change, your stance on things change, even from politics to religion to race to even just the food you eat and the lifestyle choices you make. It becomes more likely that your friendship circle will get smaller and smaller, and this is okay. But when you have a smaller friendship circle, it's really important to cultivate those friendships and just spend time growing with them and loving on them and having them love on you too. I mean, this can only be a positive thing in the end. And the last thing is to make content that I truly believe in, and this is why I decided to scrap the last video I was making, which was about career and dating and race. I have really enjoyed making more consistent content for the past 6 months, and I've done better than I thought I would do in terms of engagement. I don't really do this for, you know, clout or anything like that. I have no real clout on the internet, I'm not going to lie. But if anyone has been following me from the beginning, the first video I did was all about self-care, and that video was something I was really proud of, because self-care and mental health is where my passion lies. It's what I studied at school. It's a lot of it has been learnt through my personal experiences, but a lot of the feedback I got from that video was, this is really great, but we thought you were going to be talking more about Korea. As a black woman in Korea, as an expat in Korea, that's a niche, and so I figured I would just do that, and I do things like fashion and, you know, expat living and things like that. And as much as I did pull in the views on those videos, it just never felt like me. And for people who know me in real life, when they'd watch my videos, they would always say, like, you're so different on camera than you are in real life, you know, that spark is missing. And it's because it's not something that I'm truly passionate about, and it doesn't line up with where I'm going with my life. Like, I'm trying to live a more ethical, sustainable life, a more minimal and less materialistic life. So fashion and beauty doesn't always fit in, and I was finding myself feeling pressured to spend a lot of money on clothes and bags and shoes because I wanted to make this content, and then afterwards I'd be left in a position where I just had a lot of things that I didn't really need and that were just accumulating. I recently did a huge closet clear out and got rid of a lot of things, and I've been, you know, keeping my mementos in one place, in a big journal, in a big travel journal, and just getting rid of things that are not truly important to me. And I think that making content that aligns with my lifestyle, my real life, even if they don't necessarily pull in the views, I think I'd just be a lot more content with only getting 10 views on something I'm really proud of than getting 1,000 views on something that I did just because I knew it was what an audience would want me to do. So the content on my channel is really going to be changing over the next few months. I do need time to kind of get those ideas and put them into action, so I will probably be on a little bit of a hiatus until February-ish, but I do hope that you guys will join me on my new journey and will join me on this new content journey, on this new YouTube journey, and obviously just the rest of my life. I'm still going to be doing things like vlogs, and I still do live in Korea, so obviously you guys will see a lot of my travel videos and things like that. But I think that the fashion advice and the, you know, the things about dating in Korea just weren't authentically me. So I guess that my theme for 2020 would be authenticity. I feel like last year I did a lot of work on stillness and mindfulness, and that was a really good growing period for me. But now I think this year is going to be all about being authentic, and as someone who does want to create content for a long time, I think it would just be better for me to be more authentic with myself, worry less about the views, worry less about the numbers that I pull on Twitter and the retweets and the shares, the likes, and, you know, trying to get an audience to follow me by doing things that I know they want to see, and just do things that I truly believe in, and hope that people will, the authenticity will pull people in as opposed to doing it the other way around. So I say all that to say that 2020 is going to be a really good year. I've done a lot of meditating and a lot of prayer on this, and I feel like this is the direction my life is going in. And I hope that for those of you that are already subscribed and already enjoy my content, that you'll stick around to see what's in store. And I hope that everyone has amazing plans for 2020. So with that, I'm going to end the video here today, but stay tuned. It's going to be I'm just so excited. We're going to be doing a lot more vlogs, we're going to be doing a lot more self-care, we're going to be doing a lot more mental health. I'm currently doing a lot of research and study so that my videos are not just fun and engaging but useful. And I guess I'll just finish off by saying Happy New Year to everyone. Look forward to seeing you again in the future. I'll be back very soon, and I'm now going to just go and enjoy the rest of my 2020, and I'll see you guys around. Okay, peace.